Hi everybody! This week we are on Chapter 9 and I'm doing Option 2 for the Vignette review. So this chapter is all about research and nonfiction, and the vignette focused on Mrs. LaRue's kindergarten class and the ways that they learned all about fish. So some of the things that I picked out that I thought were really interesting and also really tie into the research process itself were interactive writing. So Mrs. LaRue, after introducing the goldfish that she had actually gotten for the class and kind of activating and building on the students' background knowledge about fish, they collectively and collaboratively wrote this interactive, kind of like a mantra that they come back to every day to work on. So it's our new pets. We have 2 goldfish named Goldie and Moon. We will take good care of them. We will feed them goldfish food and keep their bowl clean. We will look at them, but we will not touch them. So I really like this because it's kind of like a 2-in-1. So not only were the students able to get a little taste of writing a factual statement that is based on research and interactive writing, but they also came up with this set of rules that they get to follow. So it's really great, and the students get to take ownership of that as well. Another thing that I found that Mrs. LaRue did was a KWL chart. So the students had so many things to say that in the text it said that it took them almost 30 minutes to write all of their ideas down, which I think is great, and it also shows that they have a lot of interest and are really engaged in this topic. So there's a couple things that they wrote down. Tuna is a fish, and then they wanted to know, are sharks fish? And then they eventually learned that sharks in fact are fish. So the third thing I found is that Mrs. LaRue incorporated a lot of different kinds of text into the unit and the lessons. So she worked on incorporating fiction and nonfiction in, and this is a great way for the students to start to learn to compare and contrast what fiction versus nonfiction is, and also see the benefit in each type of text. So they really liked the Rainbow Fish, which was their fiction book, and they also kind of got a 2-in-1 on this one because not only did they learn about fish, but they also kind of got a social emotional learning lesson as well, because the book is all about not boasting and working with other fish. So that was a really great way to incorporate that fiction book into this unit. And then finally, at the end of their unit plan, they did these collaborative projects. So they went on a field trip and they came back with some photos that Mrs. LaRue took, and they all got to take a picture and write a little fact about fish that they'd learned, and they all put it together as a paper fish quilt, which I thought was a really great way to show what they've learned and for them to take ownership in their own little square. And then also they did a collaborative fish book, and I really liked this because Mrs. LaRue took the time to laminate it and she sent it home with the students so their parents could see. So this is not only a good way for the students to be able to show what they've done and what they've learned, but it also gives the parents an idea of what they've been working on. And then finally, I really thought it was great that Mrs. LaRue incorporated lots of centers into her unit, so the students had a lot of opportunities to work with fish in many different concept and subject areas. So they had a science center, they had a sorting center, a bookmaking center, listening, word work, sequencing, storytelling, and a library center. So they had a lot of different time and opportunities to incorporate their knowledge of fish into many different subjects. And that is my little bit of a review of the vignette for Chapter 9.